Hello there, my YouTube friends and fans. We are approaching the Heaven Hotel or Haven Hotel here. Gorgeous hotel on the top of a mountain. Never been here before, but I signed up for a tier 5 job, and when I came up here, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a huge job. But huge is literally an understatement because this hotel is a beast. I've never seen a big place like this besides the General Hospital. And this literally took me 3 days to clear. Well, it was because I got lost. I couldn't find out where to go. And I also had to deal with finding out where to put all the loot because you only have so much space. So, first of all, I had some loot that I already had, which I stored in this army truck right here outside the hotel. I was thinking, I don't need to bring all this loot inside. There's no point because I know I'm going to find a lot of loot in there. And I only wanted to bring in what I needed to basically just survive, which is ammo, weapons, meds, and food and drink. So here we go. And I'm cutting out all the boring moments where I basically just loot and do inventory control, and also where I run in circles to find out where to go next. At the beginning, it wasn't really hard here. It was pretty clear where to go. You just knew that you had to go wherever the doors were unlocked. But then after a while, it got quite complicated and confusing, and that's where it cost me so much time. And I also always make sure I lock doors so I have time to like heal up and do other things. And then I can move on to the next room, always careful, because whenever you think there's nobody, there's just like zombies sleeping on the ground or falling from the ceiling. So I'm always trying to make sure that I can back up and have my back protected so I don't get cornered. That's always the worst that can happen and actually gets you killed super fast. And the shotgun is definitely my favorite weapon because it just takes out zombies so fast, even though some of the zombies it takes several shots, but the shotgun is so strong that it often just knocks enemies back, and then you can casually take them out, or this guy that was kind of like stuck on the counter, and that kind of gives you time to breathe a little bit in between. I looted the whole room and then I came out here and I was like, am I supposed to like knock this down? Maybe, because I think that's the only way to go, but I was wrong. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. That's kind of what gets me confused a lot, because then you don't know anymore where the game wanted you to go. And yeah, it's kind of like my own fault. So don't do that. There is another way to go. But yeah, I went out here and just cleared out zombies in here real quick. I don't know what that is. Part of the lobby, I guess. That's where the elevators are. And then I find other unlocked doors and I just go down a rabbit hole here. But at the end I was thinking it doesn't really matter because you have to clear out those areas anyway. Find another unlocked door. And I'm just very, very careful to don't rush into situations too fast where I can get overwhelmed and cornered. And that was in the nearby kitchen where I was realizing that it was already after 8. So I was like, oh boy, this is not gonna be good. But I'm not surprised. It's a big place. So I always know that I cannot complete a place like this in like half a day because time in the game just goes by extremely fast. So I just kind of was thinking, well, this is actually a good place to defend here for the night. And at the same time, I can clear out zombies that I need to clear out anyway. But I need to be sure that I survive this night here. And I wasn't really too concerned because there's a lot of places where you can kind of back up into and just protect yourself a little bit. Then I went back into the kitchen and found this switch here. I was like, okay, let's activate this. Don't know what it does, but obviously it's turning the gas off somewhere. That is probably going to come in handy later. And then I felt safe to just kind of venture out a little bit. I was thinking, I don't want to sit around all night, do nothing, because this is a big place and it's going to take me a long time to clear. So why not do some of this during the night? It is risky, yes, but if I'm careful, I can just take care of some of it already instead of waiting until the morning. And that actually worked out really well. After like looting everything I could in the first floor, I came back to the kitchen to that switch that I turned off earlier, thinking, maybe this is the way where I have to go next, but it sure looked quite deep, but there was a rope showing also, so I wasn't sure if that was supposed to, for me to go down or to come up from down there, but I sure was curious to see what's down there. So, of course, I had to go and see. I was like, let's just go careful. But there was nobody down here, which surprised me. Because I expected to be attacked like crazy down here. And this gate was unlocked. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then I stood in front of this gate, which was clearly not where I needed to go, and there was no way to open it. So I was like, okay, so I don't really know what this place is all about. Maybe I have to come here at the end, but I don't even know exactly how you get down here from the other end. I guess I have to find out. So I just went back up. And then to survive the rest of the night, I just put up a couple of hatches in the kitchen because there was still a lot of zombies coming at me, and I thought that was just also a good way to clean out a lot of the zombies while staying safe, surviving the night, which is always kind of crazy. The zombies are a lot faster and stronger, and when they come at you all at the same time, it is kind of almost impossible to defend yourself unless you do something like that. There's a screamer, of course. Those are the most annoying zombies. And finally, it was clear and quiet down here, so I knew it was time for me to move up to the next level. And I only found out one zombie here in the closet, and he was kind of asleep, so that was easy. And then I moved onto the balcony to find a way over to this other side of the building. Some small little board that I was trying to carefully jump on because I did definitely not want to fall down and have to work my way up again. And of course, zombies just keep falling from the sky. Well, from another floor up above me. But thankfully, that was pretty manageable, and we get some good loot. And then I find another board. Always carefully moving forward, because I know that I can be attacked here at any time, of course. This cop here surprised me behind the bush. And then his friend there too. But this was all pretty manageable. I was like, if it goes like this is going to be no problem, but it will take a long time. I already knew that because I just saw there was a whole area down there. So I was wondering if I was supposed to do that first or if this is the last thing that I have to do. Well, I am up here now and I'm just trying to clean out this wing of the building. And the zombies here were pretty manageable because you have a lot of doors that you can kind of stand in between to kind of protect your back and just take them out one by one. Sometimes you can just also close the doors to make sure that you kind of slow them down a little bit. It doesn't kind of hold them up too long, but just enough for you to kind of reload your weapon. And then you can continue. But I am so glad I brought my shotgun because that thing just took them out so fast compared to, you know, if you use a pistol or anything. So I just kept taking them out as I saw them. And then eventually I took the last one out in this wing and proceeded on into this atrium, which I found out is right kind of like above the front entrance of this whole hotel. There was not really so much going on. There was a few zombies here. There's a main elevator and a side elevator. Both of them didn't really lead me anywhere. took out the last few stragglers that showed up, and then was able to proceed to the next floor. And I was super careful here because it was too quiet to be true. I heard some noises. I got ready and I was like, there they come. Okay. And thankfully to this like really long stretch here, having my back protected, well, I hoped I had it protected. It was pretty easy to just kind of take them out one by one. Even though it got a little bit hectic here, but the shotgun always saves me at the end. And then we had another wing over here that I had to now take care of. There's an elevator with a hatch that just really goes to the floor below, doesn't really do anything else. And so I went on to see how I can clear out this part of the hotel. It was pretty quiet. I opened this door. I really wanted to take out those birds because I just hate their noises. They're so annoying, but I couldn't find them. Then a guy came across the board here. I just really wanted him to fall down, but he didn't. Eventually he did. Ha! That's always so... Whoops! And where did you come from? I don't even know. Because you must have been hiding. Thought I cleared out this bedroom. After looting some more stuff here, I finally was able to cross this board where I shot the guy before and end up in this part of the wing. Saw a guy just sleeping here, which is convenient because he doesn't even know I'm here. Boom. But he tricked me because then his buddies showed up to retaliate him, and that was no fun because I almost got a concussion here. Someone hit me in the head pretty bad. Ouch. Then some more showed up because obviously they heard the noise. Or just wanted to see what the party's all about. But yeah, the party's over. And I found this hole, got out here, and I was like, okay, I guess we gotta go up this ladder after picking this loot. And see where this takes us. This probably takes us to the roof. And there is a gap, so what I usually do when there's a gap, I could just jump it, but I'm really bad at jumping in games, so I usually fall down. So I usually just put a block just to be safe. And I also think that that could be a good way to take zombies out. If they overwhelm me, I could just remove the blocks, they will fall down. That was my plan. I knew that there will be a lot expecting me up here, but I just really want to take out those birds. They just annoyed me so much. Couple guys here, easy to take down with the sniper rifle. Another guy, hello. Oh, another guy. All right, hold on, I gotta reload. So I'm just gonna go over here because it might get a little iffy. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Well, you know, eventually I'll have to take them out in order to clear this building, but you know, I don't have to do this now. Oh, they're coming up here. Oh, right, that's right. They can climb ladders. I forgot. All right, we have taken care of them already. Wonderful. I love when it works out like that. So now we got to go back over there. Got to put my blocks back. And make my way back because there could be a lot more. So I still want to have this strategy here working for me just in case. Because I don't think those were the only guys up here on the roof, and I still need to take care of those birds because they can really do a lot of damage to you if you don't take care of them. So I got one, but the other one got away, then tried to attack me again. I didn't get him. Sometimes those birds are hard to get because they're really good at evading, but this baton always comes in handy in those kind of situations. But there was more birds, and I was like, man, how many birds are there? I hate their noises. I just, oh, what are those guys doing? They're just kind of like sleeping up here on the roof, standing up. All right, I just took 2 out at once. Oh my God, go away. I mean, yeah, I usually just go into cover really quickly, but this guy followed me inside this building and avoided like 3 shotgun bullets. Amazing. But yeah, I wasn't done with the birds yet. As you can hear, I just couldn't see them. So I was like, I'm going to deal with them later. Found another door here that led into a kitchen and then out into an atrium kind of thing again, which was kind of above where I was before. And I already heard zombies approach. This door is locked, so I knew this was the only way to go here forward. And they were just waking up from their slumber, and then I just noticed that they were breaking through over there. Okay, well, they just opened up a door for me. Convenient, thank you. And I got a little goodie bag too. That is always nice. But I constantly was worried about my inventory because I found so many great things and I was like, I just can't carry them on me all the time. I need to find a stash where I can leave that and then pick it up later. So I actually found this little box here where I left a bunch of stuff, and then I also left a bunch of stuff in here. I just was hoping that I remember at the end to come and pick this up. Then I came onto another door on the other side of the roof, and I heard some noises, saw this gas canister. Couldn't shoot it on time because of course my pistol wasn't loaded. All of a sudden I couldn't back up for some reason. It's kind of stuck at the door, so that was not going as planned at all. Here we go, finally got that gas can shot. Didn't really do so much, still helped though. Yeah, but they broke one of my bones, and yeah, I'm just barely making it here into this bathroom, hoping that I could just defend myself here, hoping that not too many come at me at once. And it works out really, really well. Besides that, I really hate that I have a broken bone now because I don't have a splint on me. Finally, coast is kind of clear, and I feel like I can now go and see what else there is. I feel like this must be the end of the job. Usually the final loot is like on the roof somewhere, so I go here and check, but then realize it still says clear area, so I think, oh, that must just be the birds. I'll take them out when I get a chance. But where exactly is my loot and the final stage? I'm thinking, that's weird. There's absolutely nothing up here. Still don't see the birds. I hear them, but I don't see them. And I literally spend a lot of time finding out where to go next. I just can't find anything. There's absolutely nothing on this roof. There's still stragglers here and there, but I'm just thinking, okay, I think I have to clear out the outside of the hotel. That must be it. But I'm still not really clear if I did this in the right order, because usually there is more of a guide how to go, and this is definitely like not, kind of went outside of the guide. I just hope that this is the last area I have to clear. Hear some growling, take this guy out, but then I'm thinking I need to get those birds because they are driving me mad. Run into a couple guys here. Then I noticed that I have a couple of red dots on my compass, which usually happens at the end of a job when the game is trying to help you find the last few enemies. So I'm like, I must be almost done now. This bird though is stuck here somehow in the wall, and no matter how much I shoot, I just can't get him. Are you kidding me? Do I really have to build a ladder now to get up there just to get this bird? Well, I guess I have to do that. And as soon as I try to do that, the bird actually comes at me and I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. So I don't have to climb up there. But where is the bird? Come on, show yourself. Yeah, those birds are like the most annoying. So he's down. Whew. Peace and quiet, but I'm bleeding out. So I gotta take care of this. That would be an embarrassing way to die, huh? Then I get attacked by another Doberman here. And that was pretty much the last enemy out here on the outside. But it still said clear area. So I'm like, what am I missing? So then I remembered that I turned that switch that kind of turned something off in the basement. Well, where was the basement? It took me a while to find that because there's many kitchens in this hotel, but here we are back at that switch and down here. So I'm checking again. I'm like, there has to be a way in here. This must be it. How do you get in there? And I spent a long time looking through the first floor here in the hotel to find a door or hatch or anything that leads down into the basement. I just couldn't find anything. So I realized that it's getting late again. This is my second night now in the hotel, and I'm still trying to clear it out. And since I cleared all 3 floors plus the roof, I am convinced it has to be in the basement. But I just couldn't figure out how to get down there, because this way wasn't the way. There had to be another way, but where? And you should think you could just kind of follow those pipes, but this pipe just went into the ground, and then where? So I went out here down into the staircase and thought maybe here. No, there's nothing here. Oh, there's another door, but it's locked, and there's even a steel door after that. So there's no way I can get through. There's no switch, no nothing. How do I get in there? Just stand in front of another locked door. That was so frustrating. At this point, I was just thinking maybe it is a shaft that goes down from a different floor. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. So I kept looking in other floors for a shaft or anything. And the second night arrived, but I didn't want to just sit around. I was desperate to find out how to get down into the basement. I just needed to know. But I was starting to doubt myself at this point. I was like, you know, Horde Night is in a couple of days. I have to prep for Horde Night too, and I'm still stuck in this hotel. I might just have to give up on this job. It just takes too long, and I just can't find out where to go. Well, the day arrived, and I was back up on the roof, and I was like, this is where I probably need to go. So I built a ladder down here. Still thought that was probably not the right way to go, but I was like, I'm just trying to get to the basement. I don't care if it's the right or the wrong way. I just want to get down here, but this was kind of not as easy because that's not how you're supposed to do it. So I had to kind of use my pick to free myself out of this cage. And yeah, I only have the stone pick, so that took a little bit of time, but I finally made it, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Where does this go? I haven't seen this yet. This is new. So no wonder I still have to clear out areas. Where does this go? Oh, wow. Where am I? I have not been here. A whole new wing of the hotel that I didn't even know about. All right, and I went on to clear this section. And this wasn't really too bad. There's some cops here. And some Dobermans. It was pretty easy to kind of just hang out here. I had a metal door here that I could close if it got really bad. And just take them out as they come at me. It's always the easiest when you just let the zombies come at you instead of having to go look for them. But, you know, sometimes you just have to because some of them are asleep, as you've seen before. And you kind of have to wake them up. And sometimes also you have to enter certain areas to actually trigger the zombies. Like they spawn when you enter a certain area is what I learned. This guy I could just take out through the hole. That was convenient. They broke through here. I was back in the atrium. I was like, I was here before, but oh, so this metal door was closed before. So that's why they didn't see this wing. But even after clearing out this whole wing, it still said clear the area. So I was convinced that there is a basement I need to go to. But again, I was like, how do I get to it? I found this spot here. I was like, does this go anywhere? Or is this just going where I was already? Can I just end up in another bedroom? Have I been here? Is this new? I don't even know. I am so confused at this point. But then I run into a whole bunch of new zombies. And I know that this must be a new section. Because I cleared out everything else. And I realized I could just put down this block to block them in, but then I was like, oh no, there's a guy outside and he almost got me, so I'm like not even prepared for this guy. The quickest weapon I can grab is the pistol, and that just has to do it, no time to switch to any other guns. So I'm just gonna shoot what I can, take this guy down. This guy is super strong, but he finally is down. And I couldn't find any more zombies, and somehow I ended up back here again with this dilemma, how to get to the basement. How the hell do I get down there? I was still absolutely clueless, and I still had in the back of my mind that I might just have to abandon this mission, which I really didn't want to. So I kept pushing hard, looking for places to go to. And everywhere I looked, it just kind of led me back to where I already was. And about 6 hours later, well, in-game hours, I was still looking, and I was back at the same place over and over, trying to figure out where I can get into the basement. Got through this again, ended up in the bedroom again. And I was like, there has to be a way. I mean, I just have to be more thorough. Some other zombies appeared again. Wait a minute, have I been? No, this is new. Oh, I got really excited. There is a rope, but it goes up. I need to go. Oh, what is that? This is definitely new. Oh my God, I was so excited. I was like, finally, some light at the end of the tunnel. Look at that. It goes down, way down, but I needed to make sure to eat some food before I go in here because I knew there's probably going to be craziness down here. So I was prepared or not. I don't know. I was sure nervous. I was like, how big is this basement? Oh boy, this is going to take me some time to do. Then I saw this and I was like, if I jump down there, I'm probably going to get overwhelmed by a horde. So I decided to build some blocks and play it safe. And then I saw this ladder that pointed to this other shaft that was covered. So I checked it out. And indeed, there was a room behind there. Made sure those bodies are dead. Because I want to be sure that if I get attacked from within there, I can jump out here and get to safety. And there we go. Unfortunately, I did not have my gun ready. That was dumb. And then when I tried to jump back on my cubes, he came to the cubes too. So that did not work as expected at all. But it still worked out because it was only this one. But just imagine it would have been a horde. I would have been... yeah, in a pretty bad situation, if not dead. So lucky me. Then we opened this thing and there's another big room in there. So I decide to just jump down because I know I can get back up. But there's nobody here, which surprises me. And then I see that I need to go through here. And there's two guys sleeping over there. So I'm thinking, well, before I wake them up, let me just see if I can put some protection on here. It doesn't really work. And then I made sure that I can at least jump up here in a hurry if I have to. Yep, that works. Awesome. So let's go and do this. Wakey, wakey. That was a rude awakening. All right, let's go to the spa. Sounds wonderful, but it really isn't. This guy seems dead. All right, moving on. Where's this coming from? Oh boy. All right, backing up. Where was my room that I had prepared here where I can escape? I always have a hard time remembering, but here it is. So I'm just going to go up here. Oops, yeah. It would be nice if I could actually jump this. Oops. This is wonderful. So I'm going to remove this so they can't come up here. And I can just take them out. Wow, I'm so glad I wasn't down there. Look at that. Second cop. So 2 cops exploding. Yeah, that would have been pretty bad. And I go back to where I was before and get surprised by this dude. Thankfully, he went down pretty fast, even though those guys are pretty tough. And then I was like, oh, I'm in another shaft. Nice. Boom. That was unexpected. Not good. But fortunately, there was only 1 cop in this room and a guy trying to get through the door. So that was not bad at all. Find a bunch of loot down here, but have a hard time controlling my hoarding. Guy surprises me. More coming. That is to be expected. As long as it's not a big horde, I'm not really worried. More coming. Come on, sit down already. All right. And I was already excited when I heard this sound. I was like, are we done? No, it still says clear area. So there's obviously more to go. This is a sauna with absolutely nothing in it. And then we're moving on to the next place, which is an indoor pool. Nice, but let's go and get this gas before it explodes in my face, because that happened before. There's some runners here. And I realized that I'm approaching the third night now, still in the same hotel. Then I was like, oh my god, I'm so smart, I'm putting a cube here. Not realizing that the glass is missing, oh my god. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is the end of me. This is not good. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? Backing up, closing doors. But I need to heal quickly before I bleed out. And yeah, hope that this door lasts before it gets too bad. I mean, there is so many out there. It's absolutely madhouse. What are you doing down there under the door? Uh-oh, door cracked. That's not good. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, more coming. That's not good. Oh no, 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 no. Stay out of there. No, no. One more. Come on, we can do it. God, die already. Whew. And then there's a guy at my feet that I didn't even know was there. Another guy. And more guys. Oh my god. I cannot believe how many guys just were coming at me here. Alright, we're done. No, it still says clear areas. Oh, there's more. Okay. Come on. Oh my god, so many more. Alright, it still says clear area, so there's more to come. Can you believe it? Oh, is he the last one? Maybe? No? Come on, die. No. I keep an eye on the right upper corner, hoping for finally the message say that we're done. And man, am I excited when I see this final room with all the goodies. So I know it must be ending soon. Well, where are the rest of the enemies? Because it still says clear area. So I must have missed something. But first I want to look at the loot. And then I will worry about the rest of the enemies. So what I always do is just put all the loot into one box, everything that doesn't fit in my backpack, and then I go and pick it up later and load up the bike. But right now, I don't want to have the bike out of my inventory in case I die, because then I would have to walk all the way back here to get it. So I usually only do that when I feel safe. And then I see, oh, this is where I looked through like days ago trying to find out how to get here. And now I'm finally here, almost at the end of the job. I cannot believe it. There's even a loot box in here. Wow. But I still have to find the missing enemies. Thankfully, the game gives you like a marker on the horizon. So I just followed that and I came here, which was the outside of the hotel where the pool is. I was here before. I thought I took everyone out. I must have missed this 10. And there's not only 2 enemies, but more. As you can see on the compass, there is at least 3 or 4 more dots. And that was pretty unexpected because I thought I was only missing like 1 or 2 enemies. So at this point, I am so worried to die because that would really be a huge disappointment if I spent 3 days clearing out this huge hotel and then die at the very end before finishing this job. So I cannot die. And I really hope that there's going to be no more enemies elsewhere in the hotel but this place here. So let's see. We got 2 dots right there. Come on, show yourself. What are you doing here? And we did it. I am so stoked. At this point, I don't even care anymore if I die. I just wanted to get this job done. It was all worth it. Now I have to go and find all the stashes that I left and then load up my bike and blow this popsicle stand. It's day 118. Tomorrow is going to be Horde night, so I have to get home as soon as possible. Well, we're done here, folks. I did it. Job completed. Tons of good loot. Loaded up my bike. I'm ready to go home and prep for Horde night. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, happy gaming. Take care. Bye-bye.